A great man once said, whoa, whoa, WrestleMania. And as I do record this video, we are just around the corner from WrestleMania 38, a two-day stupendous extravaganza that's going to get a bunch of wrestling thrown into your face. Unfortunately, though, there are some wrestlers who at this time look like they will miss the showcase of the Immortals. One, I don't think that's very fair. And two, I want to tell you who they are right now. Hello, my name is Simon from What Culture. Thank you for joining me. Please hit the subscribe button. This is 10 wrestlers likely to miss WrestleMania 38. Number 10, Apollo Crews. I don't really get what happened with Apollo Crews. We gave him one of those WWE gimmicks and he did as best as he could with it. Then he became the Intercontinental Champion. He had all the matches with Big E, and then we took him and we just pushed him to one side. Recently too, it's kind of felt like he switched places with Commander Aziz as they both go after Omos, and I suppose there is the smallest chance that WWE decides to do Omos versus Aziz and Apollo Crews at WrestleMania. But what actually makes more sense is that we throw them all into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and if we believe the rumors out there on the internet, that ain't even happening on Mania. It's going to be on the Raw beforehand or SmackDown. This just seems to be what we've done with Apollo ever since we brought him up to the main roster, and it's just weird. Like, he is really good, and surely you could come up with something for him. Apparently not. Number 9, Asuka. Nobody really knows for sure, but if you do go online, apparently Asuka is all but ready to return to the WWE, but at the moment, they don't have any plans for her. The Empress of Tomorrow did go on social media and deny this, but even if it is the case, it is actually what we should be doing. If you try and squeeze her into a WrestleMania feud now, it's just gonna feel second fiddle. I would rather she came back on the Monday or the Friday once we are done with this, and we get a big trumpet out and go, brr, 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 Asuka is back, because she is one of the best wrestlers in the world. It also goes to show that we're about to start new stories and head in new directions. And also, what would happen here is that she would go in the female version of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and I don't want that, because every single person that wins it, well, it kind of does them more harm than good. Number 8, Veer. I mean, seriously, you tell me. Because if you do watch Ups and Downs, you know that we are still waiting, and officially of March 2022, WWE has turned this into a joke. So I hope you're happy. I think his vignettes have now been running for over 5 months as well, making him the longest person to ever have a video package before he actually turned up on the show. He's gonna have to go to WrestleMania and beat Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar and become a double champion to get over this. These are the kind of hurdles we put into place, and I don't think it's very fair. So another guy that likely will miss WrestleMania once again could be in that Battle Royal, and if he did win, there's a small chance, the smallest, teeniest chance, that we salvage this. But what would happen is we get to Raw, we get to SmackDown, he would be gone again, and then I'm gonna take my head and smash it into a wall. Number 7, Elias. The amount of rumors about Elias is officially ridiculous. I mean, he's cut his hair, he looked too much like Macho Man, he's got a new name, he just sits backstage at Raw drinking some tea but is never used. I do not know what is going on with this man, but I do know he had those videos for a little while where he's like, oh man, Elias is dead, long live Elias, whatever the hell he was saying. And then he just didn't bother turning up to work. This is why it makes no sense to do anything with him at WrestleMania, because again, wrestling fans all over the world, when we do get to the week after, they want surprises and they want new and returning faces, and there's one right there. I don't want to keep going on about this, but it's going to happen because this is how WWE thinks. What's the alternative? In the flipping Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? I feel like I've made my point. Honestly though, when he does come back, who the flub knows who will actually come to the ring? Word is that we can't have 2 musicians in WWE because we all get confused because we're stupid. But I tell you this, if he does just come out as Elias and goes bling ding ding, I was only kidding, I'll actually accept it, because the alternative, well, I bet it sucks. Number 6, Alexa Bliss. I mean, another strange one. What happened? Because whether you like them or not, I appreciate the time and effort that went into all the segments about Alexa Bliss coming back to Raw and how they were going to kind of take her Lily persona and mix it in with everything else. And then she went to the Elimination Chamber, she didn't win, and we haven't seen her again. So it really does feel like WWE doesn't know what to do with Bliss, which is really strange because she's super duper talented. And if you do indeed go on her Twitter, you will see some messages where she replies to fans, and she seems just as confused as you would be. It is silly though, because Alexa is really good and the women's division needs bodies. And once more, she'll probably just be someone to fill out the quota when it comes to the Battle Royal. I didn't even like the new version of Alexa Bliss, but even I know she's better than that. So it's a wait and see and keep everything crossed that we do come up with a proper plan. WWE. If you are watching, we really should do it. Number 5, the Viking Raiders. Man, do I feel sorry for these guys. Because despite being Vikings, their booking at the moment is you ain't even going to be able to get to your match because somebody is going to beat you up beforehand. They are part of a tribe that used to go around pillaging villages, and now they can't even make it to have a fighty fight. That is ridiculous. They also have to wear silly hats. Unless WWE wants to turn the SmackDown Tag Team title match into a 3-way, there is quite literally no place for Eric and Ivar. So it's another case of misused talent, because do you remember when these guys were fighting the likes of Aleister Black and Ricochet? If you don't, boot up your WWE network now, find them on NXT, and you are in for a treat. I'm not even sure what we do post-Mania either, because as I'm sure you know, WWE doesn't overly focus on their tag team division. But when you have the former War Raiders on your roster, well, we should be able to come up with something as opposed to doing absolutely nothing. Number 4, the Hurt Business. Joe and Benjamin Cedric Alexander have officially become a rented tag team. Oh, you need somebody to turn up and lose? Well, we'll go get the Hurt Business, even though they're not the Hurt Business. I mean, Bobby Lashley has kicked them out twice, and I bet in the future we have a storyline when MVP rings them up and says, man, if you don't stop using this name, we're gonna sue you, and then we're gonna go to court, and it's just gonna be embarrassing. Also, does anybody know why Alexander and Benjamin got back together after they had fallen out? The answer is no. I don't want to be that guy, but this is kind of WCW stuff, especially because Shelton Benjamin defies the years, and Cedric Alexander is one of these guys that you could put in a match with anyone, and he is guaranteed to smash it. It does tie into what we've already talked about during this video, though, and that is that we just need a better tag team scene. I mean, take somebody great like RK Bro, take somebody great like the Usos, and just allow other teams to do that. It will serve the company better. Number 3, Jinder Mahal. Riddle me this, dear friends. What is the deal with Jinder Mahal? Because this is a former WWE champion, and he gets nothing but disrespect. And he kind of hangs around with Shanky these days, and sometimes they have a tag team match, but otherwise, he's doing a lot of nothing. And a lot of this is down to the backlash that out of nowhere title reign did have, because people were so surprised and they were so against it, I think it kind of clinged on to Jinder, and here in 2022, we still feel it. But let's call a spade a spade. He can be a solid mid-card heel, he can go out there and lose every now and then while looking all jacked. I'm fine with that. There is no place for him at Mania though, unless he too goes into the Battle Royal. But didn't he actually used to have some kind of relationship with Veer before the draft happened, and then Veer was sent off into the abyss? I think he did do. Maybe we can do something with that. Number 2, Shotzi. Again? What happened? I mean, we are still waiting for Shotzi and Tegan Nox's Women's World Title Tag Team match. But given that Tegan got fired and is no longer with the company, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it ain't going to happen. It also seemed for a while that maybe her feud with Sasha Banks would culminate at WrestleMania, but instead WWE decided, no, we're going to turn you heel even though everybody likes you. You're not really going to feature on television, and that tank, well, we think it's getting way too much nicey-nicey. We're taking it away. Thankfully, Shotzi is really young and really talented, so she has loads of time to make this space her own. But what I will say is this wasn't the best introduction to the main roster. Number 1, Xia Li. What the flub is going on with Xia Li? Sometimes she decides, oh, I'm a great superhero and I'm gonna go out there and right the wrongs of this world. And sometimes, apparently, according to what I see on my television, she just can't be bothered. I mean, I don't think that's taking advantage of the whole great power, great responsibility thing. It also seemed like she was gonna feud with Natalya, but that passed, and she was helping out Elias, who also is absent without leave. So all of it is so confusing. You can't just give somebody a good entrance and expect them to stay over. They actually have to come out and do something. What really gets me, as already stated, is that WWE needs more people in their women's division. They have them, for some reason they don't get used. So I don't know, honestly, I have no clue, and just to make sure we carry on the theme of this video, Xia Li, of course, will wind up in the Battle Royal. It's not even on WrestleMania. Know any other wrestlers that are likely to miss WrestleMania? Make sure you let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Then head to whatculture.com where you can read articles like this with your eyes. Make sure you come follow us on social media, and there's a ton of other videos on YouTube, including our channel, Watch One. My name is Simon for What Culture. Thank you for joining me as always. If you are a wrestler in WWE, I hope you do make it to WrestleMania because it only seems fair. You take care now. See you soon.